Say now, let's cook. Now, Spiral. And we're digging on the chi, right? I.e. ether. We're going to dig on how to build up the chi. But most importantly, we're going to understand where its origins are, right? So we're going to be digging on the Maru Khan. Alright, I got some Khans with me. We got Khan Kuramio. We're going to holler at Khan Drop. And Natural by Law. Right? Y'all ready? Let's go.
It is said that the ether is the ever-present field that connects all things. Yes, everything is connected. Every inch of the ether consists of infinite amounts of free energy. This is the elite's greatest secret. If science were to reveal that the ether exists, it would destroy the entire foundation of mainstream Jesuit atomism and particle science.
Huh? Let go. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewn themselves cisterns, broken cisterns, that can hold no water.
Denying the ether would be like a fish denying that it is surrounded by water.
Khan?
By no coincidence, ancient Vedic and Taoist traditions speak of and still utilize today this same exact ever-present energy field that goes by many names. Prana, Chi. The brilliant Wilhelm Reich called this field Orgon, and even George Lucas called it the Force in his popular Star Wars series. By no coincidence, his Lucasfilm logo features the flat Earth and dome with the opposing vortex lines within it. But that's none of my business. Many generations grew up watching Star Wars and fantasizing about how cool it would be to have the Jedi powers of the Force. But as we're about to see, we all do have that power dormant within us, or rather both all around us and within us, and instantly accessible through intense mind and physical training. There is an old saying, mind over matter, but this is a fallacy. It should rather be, mind is what matters, because matter is not atomic particles, and thought and mind come from the exact same energy source that everything physical comes from. Scientism and even many religions falsely program us to believe that we were born into this realm, like a termite or ant moving into a tree, rather than born out of this realm, as part of this realm, like a leaf or acorn growing on a tree. Western psychology plays the same trick by convincing us that our mind, thoughts, and ego are bad things. Foreign invaders somehow bombarding us from some other dimension when nothing could be further from the truth. The so-called matrix is nothing more than programming the false belief into people that we are somehow separate from everything around us.
Huh? See that? You see what they're doing?
A cosmic accident, or born into sin, rather than a symbiotic space-time fractile of the entire whole, born out of perfect harmony and purpose, perpetually dancing together with the whole. Are we walking up the mountain, fighting a foreign resistance force through sheer will and struggle, or is that mountain lifting us up because we desire to go up higher than we are to have a look around? The truth is that there is no difference between the two. We have just been programmed not to understand this simple concept. We're two sides to the same coin and two wings of the same bird. But make no mistake, there is only one coin and only one bird. Back to the Star Wars films. Why is the mighty technologically advanced Empire so hell-bent on getting rid of a few dozen bathrobe-wearing Jedi who have mastered control of the Ether, or the Cheetah? For the exact same reason the controlling parasites of this world don't want 7 billion people to wake up and figure out they are Jedis with access to the real-life powers of the etheric force.
Huh? Okay, Jedi is Levi. Don't get it twisted. Jedi is Levi. That's where they get it from. Let's go.
This troupe of martial artists use chi to perform the kind of stunts that seem beyond the normal capabilities of men. They stake their lives on being able to generate chi within their bodies and direct it to the parts that need protection.
So the next thing he's going to do is direct the chi into one part of his body, whack himself with a big knife and not get cut, because he's directing it into that single part of his body.
In Chinese culture, chi is the energy that drives all living things. It is to be found in breath and blood and can be absorbed from the universe and compressed in the body.
Afterwards, he turned his back because what he's doing is he's getting rid of that excessive chi in that one place, because if you leave it there, it's no good for you. The thing that amazes me about this is how they're improving their natural abilities. They're not saying that they can fly or anything like that. They're saying they can improve their natural abilities to such a degree that they can do these things without getting hurt. So the next thing these guys are going to do is show us this traditional exercise of sticking a pole, a solid iron pole in their throat to show that they've built chi up there. It might look like a bit of a circus act. The reason they do this is to show that they can direct the chi to wherever they want it. Yeah, they have to use chi to do this because there's no muscle there. So they have to use real chi, otherwise it's just skewer them. That's an iron bar.
气就代表了肾生水，
肾，
肾最重要，所以气会可以壮阳。Yes.
Okay, so chi gets your kidneys. Yeah, okay, well, I mean, get it up. Yeah, get it right up there. He said practicing qigong is good for the kidneys, and if you've got good kidneys, you've got a good.
Yeah, right.
And I don't mean a good upper hook either.
Listen. I've been doing it since about a year now. Word to Natural by Law. We're gonna get natural next. And it's a tingling that you feel. And that tingling is called the chi. Now you can store this chi in the marrow of the bones. It is stored energy for the healing of the body. And we're going to get that.
That's the thing they just used on their throats. That's something you don't see every day. The next thing, Mr.
You think these people out here playing with you?
Pop off.
Huh? You think these people out here really playing with you? You see this? You see what it say? You see what it say? How to amplify your bioelectricity, aka ether, ether, ether. Now look at my man. He is in true understanding of who he is, right? And when you come into full understanding of who you are, your skin tone is his outfit.
Huh?
Right? He wears this outfit, but you have the skin tone. All right, so you are. But we're gonna let him, give a little example of how to amplify your bioelectricity.
Pop off.
All right, so
Pop off.
let's get a little bit of what he got, and let's carry on. Shalom.
You want your right hand relaxed on your right thigh. You want your left hand touching your left part of your stomach, but relaxed. You want your posture straight. Then take a deep breath like you're going underwater. The key here is when you blow the air out, pretend you're blowing a balloon or something. So you want to make the exhale take longer than the inhale.
In your check, right? The more intense, right? Or the harder the push out, right? The wah. Oh man, you get this tingling. Right? And it starts to travel throughout the body. You dig? And so you're building that bioelectricity, right? I.e. life force, chi, or key. This is why we say the keys to the kingdom. We're talking, i.e. ether. Being able to manipulate ether, right? That feminine and that masculine together. That's the chi.
I first met him in the early 80s in a Chinatown of urban Java. He didn't want his real name or address revealed, so we called him DJ for Dynamo Jack. He was only a healer, he said, but he did direct a powerful energy generated from his own body into his patients. Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy chi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patients' feet. For years we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Yin yang, positive and negative, and my positive from here and my negative from here, and we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
It's for meditation every day.
It's meditation that does it.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me, Like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. It's just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how qi can also be used to set things on fire. Shown this footage in public, he was very upset and refused all our future efforts to contact him again.
Feel the key. Keys to the kingdom, i.e. Ether.
While Qigong and Tai Chi are, in their native land, referred to in terms of Qi, in the Western or European world, we are oriented to explaining health and performance practices in terms of anatomical and physiological function. Human anatomy and physiology are commonly understood in contemporary science to be infused with functionality. That is the workings of the body at every level. However, in China, physical function is just one aspect of what the ancients called qi. In the Healer Within Medical Qigong program, you will hear and see references that are reflective of what qi is and how the qi could look or feel. For now, let's explore the anatomy and physiology of mind-body practices in Qigong and Tai Chi. How is functionality, an equivalent of Qi, triggered? How is it enhanced? How is it sustained? The skeletal system. According to the ancients who developed Qigong, the qi penetrates to the marrow of the bones to be stored as a resource for healing and empowerment. The bones support the whole body in navigating gravity, and the marrow is the birthplace of the stem cells that differentiate into red and white blood cells. According to Qigong philosophy, the bones are also a key component of the qi matrix. Given bones are distributed in all parts of the body, their contribution to the overall function of qi is pervasive throughout the body. The muscular system. You may feel releasing, relaxing, or tingling throughout the tissues of your arms.
I told you, tingling.
Legs and torso. Quiet the mind, feel the qi, rather than think about what you should be feeling. Notice what you are feeling. The muscles, like all collections of cells, are operational due to the presence of fuel for function. Functional capacity in the muscles is not just activated by intense effort.
Huh? Plasma, right? Fuel, energy, bioelectrosphere, huh?
Function is also enhanced in the state of alert rest in Qigong and Tai Chi. The muscles are everywhere. Functional support is everywhere.
Who is everywhere, huh? Your mother and father above, huh?
Thus, the qi is everywhere. The circulatory system. Chinese medicine suggests that the qi and the blood function together, like a brother and sister. Both deliver functional and healing resources to all the parts of the body. System. Chinese medicine suggests that the qi and the blood function together, like a brother and sister. Both
like a brother and sister, huh? Once that feminine meets that masculine in the middle, you see that? Where they meet at? That's where you want to harness that qi, the navel, right? Now they say brother and sister, but we know better. More like, all right, let's pop off with the hijack.
Today we're going to be talking about the letter Chet. It is the 8th letter in the Hebrew alphabet.
Shit. Right? Shit. Not that. That's the Yiddish shit. We don't talk that. That's modern. That's Masoretic. Shit.
And this is the 8th part of our Revealing the Hebrew Letters series. Now, the letter Chet is represented by the number 8 in Hebrew gematria. And the number 8 means life, new beginnings. And so the Chet is a picture of a Vav and a Zion, which we just talked about, the Vav and the Zion, the last 2 letters. But these 2 letters are connected by what's called a yoke. Now, if you remember correctly, the Vav, we said, was the number 6, and it represented a man. And then the Zion was the number 7, a yoke. Now, if you remember correctly, the Vav, we Zion, which we just talked about, the Vav and...
Okay, let me correct myself. On an earlier video, I said W. No, what they did was took one W, split it down the middle, and made V's. And put one here. But there was a W in front of that A. It is a Wa, not a Vav, but a Wa. Let's go.
Zion, the last 2 letters. But these 2 letters are connected by what's called a yoke. Now, if you remember correctly, the Vav, we said, was the number 6, and it represented a man. And then the Zion was the number 7, and it was a Vav with a crown on its head, and it's said to be represented as a woman or a queen.
Your mother and father above. Let's go. All right, we're on online etymology. And so you put in Heya, right? Uh-oh. Oh, fuck it. So see where it's taking you to? Right? It's going to take you straight here. (1869) hypothetical reconstruction of tetragrammaton. YHWH. See that ugly word? Based on the assumption that the tetragrammaton, the Yiddish, right? The resh, is the imperfective of Hebrew verb ha wa wa, earlier form of heya. All right.
因为我在那天晚上之前从未见过这样的东西。
right, we're back in the 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary definition of a dragon. I will have you pay attention to number 2, a fiery shooting meteor. Huh? How about a fierce, violent person, male or female? As this man or woman is a what? Dragon. You are the last dragon. You possess the power of the globe.
There is one place that you have not looked, and it is there, only there, that you shall find the master.
You sure look like a master to me.
Huh?
All right, Leroy, who's the one and only master?
Bruce Leroy say I am, and we're just digging on the name of your mother and father. I am. We're in the Strong's Hebrew Concordance. You see right off the rip, father of pleasantness, huh? A mother, unit of measure. A forearm, the elbow, i.e. cubic, huh? The framer and shaper. Come on, y'all. We do this real time. Huh? What the fuck? Motherfucker, stop! Huh? The hijack.
Let me go.
The naga. Huh? Who got the glow, huh? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Crouching tiger on your ass, boy. Hidden jaguar, nigga. Ah. Oh, wow. Kamehameha. Papa Okun.
Kamehameha the Great was the Hawaiian conqueror and king who united the Hawaiian Islands and founded the Kamehameha dynasty. Or Kamai, however you want to say it. Synopsis: Kamehameha was born 1758 in Kahala. You see the Hebrew all over the place. You see the Hawa all over the place. When King Kalaniʻopu died in 1782. Now, tie this into the whole, the Hawaiian volcanoes, what they call Pele. You know what I mean? You done seen pictures of Naga, Negro, Pele with locks. The Dragon Kings, the Dragon Queens. And here's another one. Probably the last Dragon King.
Huh? Papa.
They're using the name of a real person, right? For their Dragon Ball Z energy super weapon, right? They're using the name of a real person, right? A Prester, a meteor, right? They're using the name of a real person, man. A fierce, violent person. To them, the hijack looks at Kamehameha as a fierce, violent person. They look at the Naga, the Negro, as a fierce, violent person. They call you savages, you're violent, you're rioting, You're making a tumult, a revolt. They're calling you devils, right? Children of Satan, you're marked. Children of Cain or Khan. Cain or Khan. Male or female, this man or woman is a dragon. That's what a dragon is. Fierce, violent to the hijack. Violent to the hijack. Well, how do you get so violent, my nigga?
God.
Kamehameha was born into royalty, they say. How do you get so violent? How do you do the Kamehameha? Now she's using the name, they're using the name of the Hawaiian king, also known as the one set apart. So they're saying that this Kamehameha, or Kamaya, is literally talking about the set apart one.
Okay. What is that? Deuteronomy 7. And you shall be a nation of priests to me, a special treasure above all the peoples of the earth. Let's go.
The one set apart. Now let's learn how to Kamehameha. Alright, the Kamaya. The Kamaya, or I say Kamehameha, is formed when cupped hands are drawn to the user's side.
Boy, listen here. My nigga. Let me press the rock on that great day. Boy, I'm a hey, some motherfuckers. I'm talking to you, Mr. Police Officer. Remember when you tried to plant some dope on me? And you started taking my braids loose? And you said, nigga, what you got in here? Crack? And your senior was sitting there looking at you. And I seen the disgust on his face, but he said not a word.
Make sure ain't no kids in front of you, man. Make sure ain't no old people, make sure you got some clear space just in case you get some energy popping on. Now you gotta cup your hands to your side, all right? And the key, right? The Chinese say chi, but that CH is a hard ka, which is the dragon.
Keys to the kingdom.
Ka, the go. I'm talking about the Kamari Kandam. You're talking about the Carids, the Carolinas. The Mashika. The Wakada. So the Kamaya Maya is formed when cupped hands are drawn to the user's side and the key is concentrated into a single point between their cupped hands. The hands are then thrust forward to shoot out a streaming, powerful beam of energy. The blast can also be used generally under extenuating circumstances, my naga, my negro.
Think it's a game? So where you at, my naga? Huh? Are you in the east? Because east in Hebrew means middle. Huh? Where do you think the chi or the key originated from? Shall I drop said, do North America exist? Huh? South America? Florida? Mexico? Four Corners? King David? Huh? Where it come from, my knock? Let go. Alright. Popping off with my good Akon Kurimio, man. Look here, man. Get in the classroom by all means. Let's go.
Brasseur complained that no serious archaeological work was being done in the Americas, that it was foolish to try to write world history, leaving out one half the world. All right? How could they try to write world history when they only writing about the other side of the world, when we got all these advanced civilizations over here on the other half of the world, right? So it was so foolish to try to write world history, leaving out one half of the world, the Americas. He believed the Carians of Central America to have been the
Amarukan, let go.
oldest known civilization. The oldest. He's talking about in the world, not just in the Americas. And industrious and commercial people who could handle metal and precious stones. Great sailors and astronomers who had traveled the world colonizing Atlantis. They colonized it. This is Atlantis. This is that center. This is the origin.
Talk on it.
And they also colonized what?
Keep in mind, Shem got the middle. The middle in Hebrew, the cardinal direction east is what? The middle. The middle. Let me show you something. Huh? Where the chi at, huh? I say, where's the chi or the keys to the kingdom?
They try to write world history when they only writing about the other side of the world, when we got all these advanced civilizations over here on the other half of the world, right? So it was so foolish to try to write world history, leaving out one half of the world, the Americas. He believed the Carians of Central America to have been the oldest known civilization.
The Carians, huh? Word to drop.
Oldest. He's talking about in the world, not just in the Americas. And industrious and commercial people who could handle metal and precious stones. Great sailors and astronomers who had traveled the world colonizing Atlantis. They colonized it. This is Atlantis. This is that center. This is the origin. And they also colonized what? The Mediterranean and ancient Egypt. Who civilized who? Whose astronomy, physics, and religious practices were similar, including a strong cult of Sirius, the dog star, and deification of the crocodile, from all which Brasseur concluded that either Egypt had been a Central American colony or vice versa. And you know the truth is that it was just a colony of Atlantis, so-called Atlantis,
Israelites,
America, or Central American colony.
Look at you, Israelites.
All right. Of that of the tree, or the tree of life, and of the serpent, the Khan's plum serpent,
or dragon,
introduced in India by the Nagas.
The
Nagas?
The Nagas.
This was introduced in India by the Nagas, who raised such a magnificent temple in Cambodia. The Nagas raised a temple in Cambodia. Who are these Nagas?
Body bag,
in the city of Angkor.
Pop off natural.
See what's going on?
Yeah, I see it. Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you know what's going on?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Are you sure you know the world that surrounds you?
Mm-hmm. Talking to y'all, subscribers.
All right. We're just talking about the copper color races, though.
Hey, you do your thing, my now.
because of all the countries we visited as a family, the hardest by far was China. The series of missteps on my part meant that after a 13-hour flight, we find ourselves in a very non-touristy part of Beijing at a hotel that was more like a businessman's rental apartment.
All right.
In a few hours, we were already wondering if our plan to spend a month there had been a huge mistake.
Okay.
The next morning, our bad mood was emboldened by torrential rains, but after a harrowing ride with a cab driver to whom speed limits were merely suggestions, we finally arrived at the Forbidden City.
All right.
We had taken shelter under the cover of one of the arched gates and were waiting for our guide to arrive when we noticed something. People were staring at us and snapping pictures. As we looked around, we realized that there were things about our family that made as many as 20 people at a time stand in line to get their photo taken with us.
How many?
Our skin color. We were in China for 30 days, but it wasn't until our last week in Yangshuo that we saw another copper-colored person. The American mother-daughter duo said that we too were the first they seen in the country. The sight of the six of us chatting in the street set off a camera frenzy big enough to draw shopkeepers out to gawk. We're tall. My husband Ish is about 6 foot, and I'm about 5'8", and our sons are big for their age. There are tall people in China, but locals seem genuinely impressed with our height, sometimes even using hand gestures for emphasis. Our hair. The boys' many naturals may as well have been unicorn horns. People reached out to touch their heads all the time. Cameras were held so precariously close to my son's hair that I'm sure there are photos out there in which you can count the strands. Says we weren't the only ones to draw attention in China. People with blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, or freckles were dealt a similar lot, but the scrutiny was overwhelming. My husband would be right behind me and then disappear into a crowd of elderly women intent on rubbing his bald head and pinching his copper-colored skin. Or my kids would suddenly go missing, pulled by some mother who was determined to have them pose with their son or daughter. It was amusing at first, and then it wasn't. We couldn't concentrate on tours because of all the cameras pointed at us. We couldn't walk quickly due to crowds swarming us. We were grumpy. What we looked like was ruining our chance to enjoy where we were.
Get your hand on my pocket.
As a family that believes there are things to be learned from everything in life, we try to turn even the most frustrating experience into teachable moments. All right. So here you have from National Geographic a report of a family, right, of a natural family who said that during their entire time.
Now, we asked a question, right? What does this right here, right, have to do with here? Huh? Word the natural. The naturalist. Yeah. I see why they was checking for the Nagas. They see the Nagas as superior, huh? Let go. Alright. We're in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And I'm gonna ask a question. What does this? Gotta do with this right here, huh? Let go. So where are you, my Naga? What is the origin of the chi? Huh? La Florida Cate. No. Really. Where are you, my Naga? India Superior Cate. Cateo. Tengu. Huh? La China. Peru. La China. I guess Peru will be over here. What are we talking here? New Orleans? Huh, Wardy? Yeah. You see, we got to get some orientation, man. La Florida. Mexico. Mexica. Mashiach. Where you at, my nah? Prester John. Kingdom of Anion. The Straits of Anion. We're talking King David, huh? Four Corner region. Utah. We're talking Calelus, Arizona, the old red land, the promised land, Cibola. Is that Cibola? Hey, so did Asia come from here? Because we had to teach them and them and them and them. I don't know, y'all let me know.
What they found was this. They repeated the experiment with good equipment, much better equipment. The bottom line is that the field exists. They found that the field is actually there. This is reported in August 1986, the journal Nature, volume 322. They said, the field is there. And now, why don't we know about this? This should have made the cover of every major...
Einstein abolished
Papa.
the ether.
Papa,
now in 1986.
Huh? The ether? No.
A couple decades ago, they just said, you know what?
The chi?
With our fancy equipment, there is an ether. There is dark matter, right?
Dark matter. Let's go. Papa.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ann Brown.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Ann
It's
Brown.
my pleasure to welcome you to our story. And this is a series on the centralization of Africa in world history. We wanted to begin with looking at melon, because melon may hold the key to where we come from. So I wanted you first to kind of briefly explain to us what is melon?
As scientists, from a scientific point of view, melanin is a biopigment that is found in all people, but there are some people that have melanin deposited in the skin. We make a difference between skin melanin and neuromelanin, which is the type that's found deep in the brain and in the nervous system. As I said, everyone has a certain amount of melanin deposited. So it is a molecule that captures light, especially ultraviolet light, and it transforms it into heat energy. And people of African origin have it in the skin. Therefore, we are...
Whoa. Hold up, Doc. Hold up, Doc. No. We back in 1828. Noah Webster Dictionary, definition of an American pertaining to America. Amaru Khan. Native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of the damn Europeans born in America, or Amaru Khan. There you go.
Therefore, we are tolerant of heat, and the ultraviolet rays so far do not cause any harm in the skin. People who do not have melanin deposited in the skin eventually will have a problem when the ozone layer increases, that is, the ozone holes become larger, that doesn't filter out the certain kinds of ultraviolet rays. So deeper than that, melanin is black matter.
Black matter, huh? Deuteronomy 29:29, right? The secret things belong to the Most High, our power, right? But those things which are revealed belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Let's go again. The secret things, the hidden things, belong to the Most High, Hawa. But those things which are revealed, truths, belong to us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of what? Our law.